Now, Wave 31 Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle with 31 Triple Doppler.
Storm Tracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Castle joins us now. Jeff, you are busy tracking Francine's impacts on us now.
I've been watching it all day long, watching the wind, watching the rain, also keeping an eye on any developing severe weather potential, which thus far, that has not occurred. But there's been plenty else to talk about throughout the day, as expected. The wind will continue to be a concern, and really that has been the biggest impact that we have seen today. Lots of reports of trees down, and as a result of that, some power lines have come down, so power outages are continuing to pop up and show up across parts of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. And the winds will continue to be a problem overnight tonight, although they will begin to let up. We're kind of at the peak here in the last few hours, about as strong as the winds are going to get for us. They'll still be gusty overnight tonight, but will start tapering off. But that wind advisory remains in effect through tomorrow morning. Flood watches have been extended now into Saturday morning. We're not done with rain yet, and I know some of you haven't seen much, but there's more to come. This area of low pressure associated with Francine is going to basically kind of fall apart to our north and west, but it's going to continue to pull bands of showers and embedded thunderstorms across the area over the next several days. Flood risk for tomorrow, actually a moderate risk now on a scale of 1 to 4, a 3 for parts of the Tennessee Valley. And what we're going to have to watch are these bands of heavier rain and thunderstorm activity. Where they set up, they'll be slow to move, and that means they could dump a good bit of rain in a short period of time. And I'm going to show you just what future radar is suggesting for some rain estimates over the next couple of days coming up in our next half hour. We're also continuing to monitor the severe weather risk. Nothing has really changed with this from yesterday. It doesn't look any more likely that we'll have severe weather, but at the same time it hasn't backed off considerably either. So we're going to keep a watch on that. The threat, though, lowest here across North Alabama. You head closer to Birmingham, and the potential down that way is a little bit higher for some of these isolated, brief spin-up type of tornadoes that we can sometimes get with these tropical systems. This is the main band of rain that we're tracking right now on Wave 31 Triple Doppler, and there's not anything too ominous showing up out of this. Mostly some light to moderate rain from near Florence and Muscle Shoals down towards Moulton, and then as we head towards Birmingham and point southward, it does get a little bit stronger down in that direction. But I'm expecting here through the evening hours, northwest Alabama is going to bear the brunt of the wet weather. Future radar as we take you through the evening hours showing that indeed the case. Here's 8 o'clock. Another band of rain and some embedded thunderstorm activity tracking in there in the northwest corner of the state. Lingers through the evening hours with only limited shower activity popping up elsewhere. We may get a little bit of a lull, though, overnight tonight. Notice as we take you past midnight tonight, a lot of this breaks up, at least the coverage of the rainfall perhaps going down, and certainly the intensity as well, but that will not be it. We'll skip ahead to tomorrow morning. Likely some spots of rain first thing on your Friday, and more of these bands of heavier downpours will develop through Friday afternoon, Friday evening, even on into Friday night and early Saturday. So even though we get past today, the threat for heavy rainfall and flooding will remain for another couple of days. Severe weather risk also is back tomorrow. Still remains low, 1 on our scale of 1 to 5, but we'll have to keep a close watch on those rain bands as they track through tomorrow for perhaps some gusty wind and once again maybe a brief isolated tornado threat. For your planner tomorrow, keep the rain gear handy. We will see temperatures basically stuck in the 70s throughout the day tomorrow and kind of in and out of the wet weather. Might get a couple spots around the 80-degree mark, but for most of us, about 77 to 79 will pretty well cover it. Saturday looked similar, high around 78, and then we'll begin to see the rain chances taper off and the temperatures trending back up heading into next week. Still a few showers perhaps Monday, but then most of the rest of next week is likely dry and temperatures getting back middle to upper 80s for your highs. Still want you to stay weather aware this evening. You can monitor the rainfall on the Wave 31 Storm Tracker weather app, and of course if any alerts come out for any potential for severe weather, you'll get those there on the app. And as we mentioned earlier in the newscast, that's important because if you're relying on NOAA weather radio coverage out of Huntsville, right now they're still having problems with that.
Multiple ways to get alerts for watches and warnings.
Absolutely.
Always.
Good advice.
All right. Thanks, Jeff.